Hi everyone, welcome back to this wonderful podcast, Gen Z and Politics. It is a honor to have every one of you join us in this wonderful episode. And to start, I'm going to introduce our wonderful guest, the person of Mr. Emmanuel. It's good to have you in the show once again, Mr. Emmanuel. And then our wonderful guest, Dr. Damian. Good to have you, sir. And to my wonderful co-host, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, let's dive into this. During elections, we have politicians jump onto different political parties. We are from APC to PDP, and the recent one ADC. Then I begin to ask myself, what is really the emotion behind all of this? And then what is even the reason? What can we hold from this?
Between January, right now, that's November 2025, we've seen a couple of politicians defecting. We've seen about 4 governors have defected, over 30 lawmakers, and don't talk about the hundreds of politicians that have defected from their current party to the ruling party. And to mention big names, I'm not talking about just ordinary politicians, big names like the great sheriff of Delta State, the governor of Delta State, see Governor Umoeno of Akwa Ibom, look at Governor Peter of Enugu State, and just last month, right, we're not even going far, just last month, the governor of Bayelsa State also defected. And we begin to wonder, why is all this happening? Everybody is defecting to the ruling party, which is APC, from their existing party, which is PDP. Most of the defections have been coming from the PDP. And when the Katsina State House of Rep was being interviewed last month, he said the reason why he left, Zamfara State House of Rep, was because of the internal crisis in the PDP. So we are wondering now, why is everyone moving to the ruling party? Is it lack of political structure, or is it for survival, or is there really crisis that is going on in the political parties? So let's hear from you, Dr. Damian. What do you have to say about this?
Okay, thank you. I have followed with keen interest most defection happening in Nigeria political space for a quite number of time. I've paid attention. But when you take a look from a historical perspective, now you see that the reason why they are defecting does not actually align. Now, political realignment, defecting from one party to another, especially when the elections are close, during campaigns, is a normal thing in Nigerian political space. 2023 elections, people defected. 2019 election, people defected. But what is actually worrisome is that the defection ahead of 2027 election is coming so early, because now, number one, campaign has not started. INEC has not actually opened the campaign curtain. In fact, it is too early for people to start making a lot of political move for you to say that they are preparing for 2027 elections. So, in the realm of this, I'll tell you that most defection is not political survival or maybe preparing for next year election, because I can call it defection as a result of the emergency rule that was declared in Rivers State. Okay. That emergency rule that was declared in Rivers State is not only that is illegal, but it is equally a signal to opposition political party, opposition governors, that if you don't play to our rule, we declare emergency in your state and give you conditions for coming back. Before the governor of Rivers State was restored, we had in many newspaper outlets, media houses, we saw a lot of conditions, unverified conditions, that were given to the governor before he can be reinstated. Now let's look at people that are defected. Governor Peter Mbo of Enugu State. In Enugu State, 90% of House of Assembly members are PDP. Enugu State just have only one senator that is Labour Party. Every other person is PDP. The political godfather, the person that Peter Bai is replacing the Governor Ifeanyi Ogwuanyi, is PDP. So why is he defecting? Will you say that he's defecting as a result of political survival? The answer is no. If you look at what is happening in Bayelsa, Bayelsa defected, his deputy didn't defect. In fact, it was last week that it should be around the 2nd or 3rd of November.
It was Saturday.
It was last week, ending of October, that the House of Representative Members of Enugu State defected in the House of National Assembly.
Yeah, that was on Friday. I saw the news too.
So, telling you that this defection is not actually that there is a structural problem in PDP, maybe in Enugu State, all those governors, it is the fear of emergency rule.
Interesting.
So in essence now, so it's the fear that making all those people to defect to the ruling party. So despite everything that, you know how Nigerians are all saying that the reason why we are suffering or the reason why we are where we are right now is because of the ruling party, which is APC, right? So, and now they are defecting because of the fear of this same ruling party that we all think we should unseat. I think that is just giving a different vibe, it's giving a different ideology. So Mr. Emmanuel, they need to come in and help us break this down, because we cannot understand why you are scared of particular people that's bringing suffering, that we claim are bringing, and you're running back to them, just like running back to the. I don't want to say this word, but then I just want you to make us understand better, Mr. Emmanuel.
All right, many thanks. Thank you so much, my co-host, host, and my co-presenter. Firstly, I would like to come in this perspective because you see, when you look at the political system in Nigeria, we've not yet attained the ideal system. Quite all right, because sometimes you see people get to compare democracies in different nations to get to now, when they compare how they're operating, they now compare results and now ask the question, do we need to learn certain things from certain democracies that are a bit matured? Because the political system keeps saying that our democracy is still a nascent democracy, you know, from 1999 till now. But when you look at defection is something even before the nascent democracy, the democracies we've had before military rule and then this nascent democracy. It's something that we've seen as a practice. But when you look at it from a point of an ideological lens, you would come to a conclusion that these defections can at best be characterized as prostitution.
Political prostitution.
Political prostitution. So you can't tell me there is no reason. I mean, the young man who said in Kaduna that he's defecting because of political crisis. If you can't solve a crisis in a political party, how can you solve a crisis in the nation? It means you are not capable enough, because you don't run from a party because there's crisis, except you are trying to use the word crisis to cover an intention, a motive that you don't intend to declare to the public.
That might
all right?
be the case in brief sense.
And what is happening, I concur a bit with my co-presenter, because co-speaker, because what is happening is that politicians are trying to see how they ensure that, you know, we don't have the political might from the executive, from the federation, you know, Federal Executive Council, having that political might on your state like it happened in Rivers State. All right. And so what they are trying to do is to ensure that, okay, can we secure the seats? Because now it's no longer the fact that you're a governor of a state. You can be a governor of a state, and your re-election may not be guaranteed. So what they are trying to do is to see how best do we, you know, secure the seats, secure the position for next election cycle, which is in 2027. But then the question of saying, are we defecting because it is there's a crisis in the political party, or are we defecting because of survival? The truth is this: the word defecting because of crisis is just like a coat trying to cover an intention that you don't want to make known to the public. If there's a crisis in a party, what demands of a leader who wants to lead a nation that is over 200 million people? Your political party might not be more than 50,000 people. And there's a crisis that cannot be resolved, and you are running away from that party to another party. You are just, another ticking bomb waiting to go and happen in that other party.
I want to add something. So if people are defecting based on ideology, that is fine. If people are defecting based on the interests of the nation, interests of the people they are representing, that is equally fine. But we have to understand what is the ideology that people are defecting. Because I've had a high political figure giving people or telling them this is the ideology why you must defect. I've seen a politician telling people, once you join APC, your sins are forgiven. It's an ideology. It is an ideology. So APC now stands as maybe a priest. You go for a confession. Once you come, your sins are forgiven. So APC now becomes either the court that exonerate people that we have acquitted you, we acquit and discharge you, that you don't have any crime, you don't have anything.
I mean, look at Ganduje.
Yes. So there are a lot of them, and in quotes, they really enjoy that. They are defecting because of their stomach infrastructure. Do you get that? Stomach infrastructure is stomach to protect their own personal interest. Because I don't believe that you have to be in a ruling party as a governor to do well. It's not true. You receive your state allocation every month. You receive your IGR all the time as a governor. You don't need to belong to a ruling party to do well. I will give you an example. When Obasanjo was the president of this country, it happened that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu was the governor of Lagos. At a point, Obasanjo stopped the IGR of Lagos, and Tinubu ran Lagos from internally generated revenue. It caused problem between Lagos and Abuja. At that point, Tinubu proved a point as the governor of Lagos then that Lagos was able to survive without allocation from Abuja. So when politicians defect and claim that, yes, I have to be in the ruling party in order to represent my people, well, I laugh. They are doing that to protect themselves. And it equally should be worrisome to anybody when people defect in order to win election. It's worrisome. Because if you are defecting, having it in mind that when you defect, you will be able to win an election, then some of us in civil space will start asking ourselves, this election, will it be free and fair? Should it be free and fair? I like what Governor of Abia State said when he made a statement that I don't need to be in ruling party to be close to Abuja. As a governor, you don't need to be in ruling party to be close to Abuja. In fact, Abuja will not come and vote in your state. But we really need to understand, where are they defecting? It's a big question. But I know they are not defecting in order to serve the people well. Because I have never heard that any governor sought to see the president and the president said, no, you are not going to see me because he is in APC. And I have not equally heard that they stopped the allocation of any governor because he's not in APC. But like I said, the fear of state of emergency, and because the National Assembly actually used a voice vote to legalize a proclamation, the president has not erred in proclaiming the state of emergency, but the National Assembly actually erred in using a voice vote to legalize something that should be a constitutional process.
Okay, so let's bring this home for the younger ones who are watching, because honestly, this is where it gets frustrating. So if we are saying that all the political parties are the same, then where does that leave us? Or are we trying to say that now we should now target our energy towards the candidate and not party?
Okay, I'm going to approach that question because when you look at what happens in our political space, if you have seen Nigerian ballot paper, it is not the candidate, it's the party you see there. It becomes a problem. Do you get? It's not, you don't see the candidate name. You see the party. Wow. So people actually vote for the party. And this has actually raised that argument whereby people start asking, if you defect from one political party to another, do you defect with the votes? Because people actually voted the party. It is more of something that actually the judiciary should help Nigerians out. Because today, 2 days ago, the court will rule you have lost your seat for defecting. Tomorrow, Mr. B will defect. The court will rule you will retain your seat. In fact, part of the confusion in Nigerian political space, judiciary contributes 90% of the confusion we are having in the society today. Giving different injunctions, different ruling. Mr. A will go and say, okay, because Mr. B have defected, he has lost his seat. The judiciary say, no, his seat remains with him. Tomorrow, Mr. B will come again and say, yes, you have lost the seat because you defected. So why is the ruling different to different individuals and still on the same case? It's always different. The electoral amendment that people are actually pushing for independent candidates. Because assuming the National Assembly okays the bill on independent candidacy, it means anybody can, without the political party, since the political party, anybody that wins election will try to kill the opposition political party. Do you get? So at least the pressure in destroying the opposition political party, the resources people are pouring, politicians are pouring to make sure that opposition political party remain in chaos, at least it will reduce. Because if you destroy the party, I can come out and say, okay, since I have the money to buy the form, I have the support base, let me do this. Do you get? And this will now tell you reason why the political support for independent candidacy is actually low. Because politicians actually understand it's going to solve a lot of problems. If you understand the process of a candidate emerging as the process of a candidate emerging as a flag bearer of any political party, you will now know that sometimes people emerge not because they have credibility, maybe because of political network, and equally maybe because of financial or affluence. That's how people emerge. And it's always become a problem when people emerge because of affluence and political network, or what I may call political godfatherism. Because now, in 2023 elections, something happened. In Enugu State, it's happening in Enugu State, it equally happened in Abuja. Everybody that went to Buhari and tell him, Baba, I want to run for election, he said, no problem, run.
I'm with you.
Minister A will come, run. Governor of Central Bank came, run. Governor this will come, run. So Buhari actually demystified that. And the only good effect is that it has an economic advantage to the ruling party. A lot of governors, a lot of aspirants bought form with 100 million.
Yeah, I remember.
So when you now check how many persons that actually ran for that seat, you now they multiply, you now know how much the ruling party actually made. That is the official money they paid. I don't want to say money they used to lobby and all those things. And equally the people that shared money at the campaign ground trying to buy votes, and a lot of them.
The thing is, when Nigerian political structure, or should I say the empire or the kingdom of Nigerian politics, it reminds me of Game of Thrones and maybe Nigeria, where everybody is just trying to survive. Each one is backstabbing the other one, and then at the end of the day, it's just who stays in the house.
BB Niger cannot be used as this. BB Niger is okay. Maybe in the sense that
One person has to win.
no. In the sense that the money and affluence I'm talking about might be translated to some other things, because I actually see that show as a show of body physique representing money.
Exactly.
Do you get body physique representing money? And then because you should ask yourself,
agenda.
You should ask yourself, when last did a guy won in the house?
After a fee.
I think that was
When last? How many guys have actually won?
Okay, white money.
Then after white money and the other guy, then you now see that guys, in terms of body physique, no guy has something to offer except even people who carry their chest like my own, at least.
But there's
You know
one
what I mean?
headed with this,
Okay.
right? Because at the end of the day, right, it's just who stays in the house. Because one person just has to, you have to just do something to make that person.